Our nation is back. That was the message delivered by U.S. President Donald Trump as he stood before Congress Tuesday night. But behind the confident declaration are rising approval concerns, legal setbacks, tariff battles with the Supreme Court, and midterm elections just months away. Tonight, we break down what this speech really means, politically, economically, and internationally. This address comes at a critical juncture, because this may have been more than just a State of the Union. For this administration, it may have been a political survival speech. Trump delivered what is now his sixth speech before Congress since first being elected. The atmosphere in the chamber was electric and divided. He told lawmakers, "We have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before." A bold claim that sets the stage for his legislative goals. But this speech lands at a complicated time. His immigration crackdown has faced significant backlash from both human rights groups and political opponents. His tariff strategy has also been partially blocked by the U.S. Supreme Court, creating a major legal and economic hurdle for his trade agenda. And recent polling shows his approval rating slipping, especially among independent voters who are crucial for the upcoming elections. This wasn't just a ceremonial speech. For anyone watching closely, this was a high-stakes political moment that will resonate for months. Political analyst Aaron Call, director of debate at the University of Michigan, has been following the president's rhetorical style closely. He described Trump's speeches as a mixed bag, sometimes unifying and reaching across the aisle, but other times deeply aggressive. And this year's address comes with Republicans facing shaky ground ahead of midterm elections, which are now less than 9 months away. The stakes for party unity and voter turnout have never been higher. The president's message is key to the GOP's survival strategy. Recent polling shows Trump is underwater on critical issues like immigration, the economy, and jobs, issues that are top of mind for voters. Ironically, those were once considered his strongest political issues. But now, they have become significant liabilities for the administration. Affordability in particular has become a flashpoint. Families are feeling the impact of inflation at every turn, from the pump to the shelf. Some Republicans privately suggest the president has struggled to communicate effectively about rising prices and the daily struggle of the middle class. Trump has dismissed affordability concerns as a Democrat hoax. But for many voters, the struggle is very real and the label doesn't stick. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, who won office campaigning heavily on affordability, delivered the official Democratic response. She represents a new front for the party. The debate now centers on one simple question. Are Americans feeling the economic recovery Trump describes? The administration says yes. Or are they still struggling? Many families say they are still feeling the pinch, regardless of the high-level economic indicators cited by the White House. For many, the data doesn't match their daily reality at the kitchen table. This disconnect was the central theme of the Democratic response. Just days before the speech, the U.S. Supreme Court delivered a major blow to Trump's trade agenda in a landmark ruling that could reshape trade policy. In a 6-3 decision, the court ruled Trump could not use the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose his Liberation Day tariffs. The ruling stripped him of his preferred tariff tool. Within hours, Trump signed a new executive order invoking Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act. But under Section 122, tariffs cannot exceed 15%. They expire after 150 days, and Congress must approve any further extensions. And here's the political problem. Tariffs are widely unpopular. Polling shows voters believe they increase the prices of everyday goods. If Trump attacks the Supreme Court in his speech, especially with justices present, it could backfire and alienate moderate voters. This has happened before. In 2010, Justice Samuel Alito visibly reacted when President Obama criticized the court during a State of the Union. And Trump knows headlines matter. Controlling the narrative is paramount when facing these types of legal and legislative obstacles. Trump ran on a promise to reduce foreign interventions, but his second term has seen expanded military activity in several volatile regions. We've seen military operations near Iran and actions involving Syria, Yemen, Iraq, Somalia, and Venezuela. A stark contrast to campaign rhetoric. Additionally, we've seen expanded Caribbean drug interdictions. This active foreign policy has surprised many who expected a more isolationist approach. Meanwhile, his repeated tariff threats and annexation rhetoric have strained relations with Canada, our closest trading partner and ally. The hockey symbolism didn't go unnoticed. Trump invited the U.S. Olympic men's hockey team to attend the speech after defeating Canada. But behind symbolism lies tension. The Canada-U.S. relationship has faced serious strain under these new trade policies and rhetoric. Aaron Call says this speech is likely Trump's last major national address before midterms. Millions are watching with deep interest. The president has one shot to reassure independent voters, defend his tariffs, and justify his foreign policy shifts. The challenge? A State of the Union is supposed to unify. But critics argue Trump's speeches often resemble campaign rallies for his base. If the tone turns combative, it may energize his base, but it could alienate the moderates he needs to win in the midterms. Trump's 2017 inaugural address famously warned of American carnage, a dark populist vision that defined his early political identity. By contrast, his 2025 inaugural address promised the United States would flourish and be respected again all over the world. Now, in 2026, his message has evolved to, "Our nation is back." But the definition of back depends on who you ask. Supporters see strength and national transformation. Critics see legal setbacks and economic strain for the middle class. The stakes could not be higher. Approval ratings are sliding, and midterms are approaching fast. International tensions continue to build. This speech wasn't just about celebrating accomplishments, it was about control of the narrative. The president is fighting to define his term, and the next 9 months may determine whether that narrative holds or if setbacks define the midterm results. The world will be watching. If you want detailed breakdowns of U.S. politics and economic policy, subscribe now. The political landscape is shifting. Stay informed.